Previously, on Keeping Up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
Because the door has opened. Now,
for a constitutional amendment,
anything that we need that requires constitution, because they have to approve it.
Should Kenyans start sleeping with one eye open now that the new IEBC commissioners have been nominated? That depends on who you ask. If you talk to a die-hard critic of President William Ruto, they will tell you that the 2027 general election has already been gift-wrapped, signed, sealed, and delivered to State House, no less. And the person leading this alleged Electoral Express delivery is none other than the newly minted IEBC chairperson, Erastus Ethukon. However, behind the scenes, there is a different story over the nomination of these IEBC commissioners. According to Ndura Waruinge, President Ruto might have unwittingly set himself up, not for a second term, but for an early exit through the nomination of these IEBC commissioners.
Yet it is advantageous. It is this. There is this person that has been nominated to be the chairman of the IEBC. One thing, and as I say, there is some things Ruto is doing that are so provocative. This is a relative of Nanok. Nanok was previously
governor for Turkana.
And this guy worked for Nanok. Therefore, if you look at it, State House has a hand over this guy who was nominated. They could have nominated Nyachai. But it couldn't work. They saw Nyachai cannot be.
Why not Nyachai?
Nyachai is not a strategist. This guy with Nanok, this Turkana guy, is a strategist. Yeah, he's a planner. He's somebody who can make things work. Nyachai is more of political. He's aloof. He can make a lot of blunders because he will be trying to justify something. And when you try to justify something, Nyachai is a strong man. Is a little bit hard to bend. If you look at what his father used to be, he has some characteristics, and somehow they feared him for that. They would rather give him a seat as a commissioner, but not as a chair. Now, that's one thing that you look at it critically. Ruto just is throwing things to us so that we can reject them. And then leaks the information about that person so that we can reject him. Or the parliament can reject him. Number one. Number two scenario that is so disadvantageous to Ruto, if it goes through, then it's most likely some Waruinge somewhere will recall the parliament. We put signatures around there and say now the parliament should be brought down. And again, this also, which could be advantageous or disadvantageous to Ruto, all the MPs who are dead, the Gamma, the MCS who are dead, will have by-elections. Ruto will use that to gauge.
You'll use now the advantage of the availability of the commissioners.
Yes, to gauge his popularity in Mount Kenya, to gauge his popularities around
in Nyanza,
and all these places. Like now we have this one where this guy was killed. So this IEBC, the coming of IEBC, is a 50-50 thing for Ruto. It will work or might not work for Ruto. But if it works, it will work still to bring him down. And if it fails to work, it will fail to work also to bring him down. There is a question you had asked me that we said April things will go up and down for Ruto and maybe he will not be in power. According to what I know, the push to remove Ruto was like suspended for a few days. Because if they push to bring Ruto down and there was no IEBC, then whatever they will do will be in crisis because there will be no...
It will be constitutional crisis.
It will be a constitutional crisis. So they will both lose it and somebody can come and take it. It was a strategic shift towards the month of May and the month of June. That is when you see now the shenanigans. And because the name has been taken to parliament, they will take it as it is. They will not oppose it. Even the all members of parliament, they will not oppose him. of course, some people will try to go to court, but they will not oppose him. Why? Because all what they want is to have an institution called IEBC in place to avoid another crisis. Should we go to 2025? According to Kriegler report says, the commissioner, the chair, or the commission must be in place at least 2 years prior to the election. Should we delay again, it means the election will be postponed because we will not be within the 2 years, according to the Kriegler verdict. So all these things are working, and now the stage is set for the removal of Ruto. It is now, and if it fails now, then. But right now, this is the season. So now, because Ruto knows this is what they plan to do, he will use a situation to cramp down the nation so that a state of emergency can be witnessed.
So, in layman's language, those who are planning to remove the president, I don't know whether the Raila camp, I am not sure.
There's no Raila Uhuru camp. That's one camp, but splitting itself into two.
So the people, the same forces that are planning to remove the president, they would use the availability of the commissioners.
Of course, unless you are not planning to overthrow the government. If you're planning to use legal constitutional way, you must wait until the commission is there.
And once the commissioners are put in office,
Raila will be out of the government. Once they are put in the office and they are running, they will now push to bring him down, because they don't want to be seen like they overthrew the government. And because if they pushed it in that direction and there was no commission, Ruto would be justified to use the army to cause a state of emergency, because he is called to protect the constitution. And that's part of it, to protect the constitution against anybody who can intrude when this body is not existing. Because you cannot call for a referendum if this body is not in. You cannot call, like now, what Gachagua happened to Gachagua, it was illegal because this body was not there. Because when Kindiki was given the deputy president, it is this commission that should have okayed him. And they should have not been a member of parliament. Was he a member of parliament?
Kindiki?
No. Yeah. He should not have been in a position that he was for about 2 months or 6 months. Is it 6 months? 6 months. So he is in office illegally. If the constitution was to be followed properly, he was in office illegally. There is no justification from the IEBC. There is no justification from all the signatures and all the requirement that was required for him to become a deputy president. Nothing was followed. So when Akina Uhuru access, Matiang'i access, and these other people access, discovered that we don't have an IEBC, they slowed the move. That is why April failed. But now, May will work for them as they will push. By next week, you shall be having a commissioner in place.
A new commission.
A new commission in place.
Now, just to rewind back, you have said that once this commission is in place, perhaps the president might use it
to test waters.
His popularity. How is he planning to use it?
He's planning to, like now we have the Embu guy.
Ruko.
Geoffrey. They are going to bring in a strong candidate and see whether he can win
the
elections in the wave that it is. Then this other team will push for their candidate that they start winning election, who will be the firstborn of that other coalition, or the Matiang'i coalition. That could be the firstborn. Of course, the other Nyanza, the ODM guy will win. Whoever that is going to be nominated will make it. Will make it. But in this place, Mount Kenya, where we have vacancy, it is a test for Ruto.
For President Ruto's popularity in Mount Kenya.
Yes.
So if he wins, he might have hopes.
If he wins, it means that he's in charge, he's controlling. Wamonyoro is not in control. That is where now Amonyoro will camp. Right now, he's camping, and you see most of the delegates that are going to Amonyoro, they are from there. He's mobilizing, he's doing his DO kind of activities. You know him, he was a DO. This is now you will see his DO, like what he did in Banana when this Kawanjiro came to power, to become an MP.
So if President Ruto's candidate loses, then
they will have to rework again. They have to re-strategize. That one might cause Uhuru to go slow because they have seen they have the grip. Yeah, if they lose, they will not go slow. They will push to make sure they have won the hearts of the people. But if they win, it might make them comfortable. We have it.
So, if President Ruto's candidate loses here, then that will be a clear message that central region,
we are not with you. Yes, and it will be a landslide. It will be a landslide. And that will be the end of Kindiki. Kindiki will never be in the ballot. What you heard Mudavadi saying, Kindiki will never be in the ballot. Because what is he offering? The seat of deputy president is meant to offer, to bring votes. Right now, as it is, there is nothing to offer.
Kindiki doesn't have the muscle to lure people into...
He can't make it. He can't make it. Himself, if he goes to buy, he won't get it. He doesn't have the caliber of Wakashagwa. He doesn't have the caliber of a person like Meru or other people around. He doesn't have that caliber. He's not even, you cannot even make him an equivalent of Mburia Puri. Mburia Puri will outsmart him very early in the day. This guy is an office guy, a blue, what do you call it?
You say a blue eye.
A blue what? Blue. The people, the technocrat. He's a technocrat. He's a lawyer, a smart lawyer. Those people who build their own walls and live there. But he akwenda kupaka matope pale atakwambia usuyu. There's a day he was, I think it's KTN or Nation, and they were doing a live interview, and he was accused of something. And they said, do you know, I'll get to sue you. Do you know what you accuse me in front of a national TV? Do you know I'm going to sue you? The guy had to retract because he thought we were debating. And in a debate, you can be accused of anything. So he threatened them that I'm going to sue. That's the nature of Kindiki. Yes.
Now, you have also said that in as much as the president has forwarded somebody who many feel will favor his re-election in 2027,
yes,
this might still work against him.
It will work against him because the door has opened. Now,
for a constitutional amendment.
Anything that we need that requires constitution because they have to approve it, it will work.
That includes the president's impeachment.
Yes.
The recalling of the MPs.
Yes. Anything that you need to do now, it is workable.
So eventually, President Ruto's enemies might now use the availability.
Already, because that is the thing that was hindering him or the people of Kenya from doing anything, because we didn't have an IEBC that was sitting. So because you need the commissioners, about 5, and you also need the chairman to be there for recalling, for the impeachment, for allowing for the elections to go on, and for that matter, for anything. If we were to bring him down, maybe we do a demonstration, we walk to State House, he runs away. We needed an IEBC to be in place, because those are the bodies that must sign some other documents that are required. The High Court, the Chief Justice, and the IEBC. There's bodies, there are constitutional bodies that must be in place for something to happen. That is why the delay of April came, pushed to May and June. Yeah.
Now, what if this plan fails? The president will still go to the ballot?
He will still go to the ballot. That's the plan B now of going to the ballot. And the plan B of going to the ballot is for them to win. So what about the ballot is to make sure they have the population behind them. And who is the population they want to increase? The population they want to increase It is the people, the refugees who are in the Dadaab camps, who are in Kakuma camps, they want to give them ID. And then you go to Isli, there are so many Somalis from Somali who are in the country. Remember when the first tour of Nairobi, he visited Isli, it was a crafty choice because they wanted now to tell the Somalis, if you back me up, I am with you. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I'll give you the IDs, I'll give you everything that you need. That is also, he had an easy passage and a cheerful passage. He was happy. For the first time, he was happy to see a huge crowd cheering. But those were Somalis from Somalia.
Now,
now they are going to be given IDs, and they're being given now IDs. Many people, the people from Uganda, people from Tanzania, some are getting the ID on condition they will support the president. So what Ruto is really working on, it is gapping to close the gap of the Kikuyu, should the Kikuyus decide to move out completely.